Nairobi is the capital city of Kenya. It is situated in south-central Kenya, 140 kilometers south of the Equator. It is surrounded by 113 square kilometers of plains, cliffs, and forest that makes up the city's Nairobi National Park. It is adjacent to the eastern edge of the Rift Valley, and to the west of the city are the Ngong Hills. Mount Kenya is situated north of Nairobi, and Mount Kilimanjaro is towards the southeast. It is the most populous city in East Africa, with a current estimated population of about 3.5 million. This makes it the 14th largest city in Africa. Being Kenya's capital and the arrival point for many visitors, it is well served by leading international airlines and regional road networks linking it to other major East African urban centers. The main primary airport in Nairobi is Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. It's the largest and busiest airport in Kenya and serves as a major gateway to the rest of Kenya and East Africa. From here, you can get domestic flights to other destinations in Kenya and Africa. You've also got 3 primary railway stations in Nairobi. The historic station, Nairobi Central Railway Station, has been the traditional hub for long-distance passenger and freight rail services within Kenya, connecting Nairobi with other major towns and cities, including Mombasa, Kisumu, and Nanyuki. The Syokimau Railway Station opened in 2012 and marked the beginning of the modernization of Kenya's rail transport. It serves as a terminus for commuter services between it and the Nairobi Central Station, easing congestion heading towards the city. The good news is that most of the year is a pretty good time to visit Nairobi, at least as far as the weather is concerned. The dry seasons run from July to October and from January to February. During these months, the weather is generally sunny and dry, making it ideal for wildlife viewing in nearby national parks and reserves, as well as for exploring other outdoor attractions in Nairobi and throughout Kenya. July to October, for example, coincides with the Great Migration in the Masai Mara and is a common addition for anyone planning a trip to Nairobi. You've got cooler temperatures and minimal rainfall during these periods, meaning comfortable conditions for travelers. Visitors can use different convenient methods below to easily navigate through the city and its environs. A matatu, public minibuses, commuter buses, is typically used for traveling between Nairobi and the suburbs. They are the most common form of public transport and provide a cheap way of getting around Nairobi. Matatus vary in size between the van-size 14-seater matatus and the larger 50-seat buses. The matatu's destination is imprinted along a yellow stripe on the side of the bus, and matatus plying specific routes have specific route numbers. Matatus are at the heart of the vibrant city culture, with elaborate urban graffiti, art and branding which depicts an enchanting Nairobi matatu culture. There are a large number of long-distance bus companies in Nairobi that provide transportation to most areas of the country. Nairobi was as a railway town, and the main headquarters is still situated at Nairobi Railway Station, which is located near the city center. The line runs through Nairobi from Mombasa to Kampala. Its main use is freight traffic, but regular nightly passenger trains connect Nairobi to Mombasa and Kisumu. A number of morning and evening commuter trains connect the center with the suburbs. These include the Syokimau Station and those along Jogu Road, Imara Daima, and Makadara Estates. Popularly known as Boda Boda, motorcycles are a convenient and affordable way to weave through Nairobi traffic. Motorcycles provide a quick and safer means to navigate the city's residential areas by night, as they can easily navigate narrow footpaths. This has helped open up transport to more remote parts of the city. Nairobi's rich history and tribal culture is brought to life in its excellent museums. The Karen Blixen Museum is a big hit, especially with fans of the Out of Africa book and film, who come to see where the namesake Danish author toiled on her coffee farm in the beautiful Ngong Hills. Even in such a bustling city, wildlife is a huge draw. Nairobi is one of the only cities in the world with a safari park in its borders. A mere 15-minute drive from the skyscrapers of the city center, you can enjoy a classic African wildlife experience at Nairobi National Park. Lion, cheetah, zebra, wildebeest, giraffe, rhinoceros, and buffalo roam the sun-soaked savanna here, and animal lovers can cuddle baby elephants and connect with giraffes at the excellent animal sanctuaries nearby. The Kazuri Beads Factory is a great place to shop. Best of all, you're helping disadvantaged local women at the same time. Kazuri means small and beautiful in Swahili, and these shiny, brightly colored beads surely fit the bill. Join a free factory tour and see how local women, including many single mothers, make the beads and other pottery items from scratch. After the tour, you can purchase some to take with you, knowing you are purchasing from a World Fair Trade Organization member. Prices are relatively reasonable. This is a great tour to combine with a visit to the Karen Blixen Museum, as the factory lies right nearby. It's also one of the top free things to do in Nairobi, although it's hard to leave here without buying some of these beautiful beads. The Kenyatta International Conference Center was named for the Republic's first president, Jomo Kenyatta. The distinctive cylindrical center offers breathtaking 360-degree views from its rooftop viewing deck. The building is an internationally acclaimed venue for conferences, meetings, and exhibitions, and it's an eye-catching landmark in the city. Though not the tallest building in Kenya, it dominates the skyline with a 28-story tower overlooking a large amphitheater. Its pale terracotta facade recalls the color of traditional African huts, and the central plenary hall resembles the ancient Roman Senate. Zoom up to the rooftop viewing platform to take photos of the sprawling city below, and you can also enjoy a meal at one of the restaurants. The Railway Museum in Nairobi celebrates the rich history of the railroad in Kenya and its impact on the nation's development. Among the museum's fascinating collections are train and ship models, photographs from the original construction of the Uganda Railway, railway magazines, maps and drawings, and a silver service set used on overnight trains to Mombasa. A collection of steam locomotives and rolling stock are also on display, including a model of the MV Liemba, built by the Germans and still in use along Lake Tanganyika. A favorite exhibit is the carriage used during the hunt for the Maniator of Kima in 1900. Captain Charles Ryle, a colonial officer, positioned himself in the carriage to shoot a man-eating lion. Unfortunately, he fell asleep and was dragged out the window by the lion.